Good job.
All right, and now they should be able to hear us. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Culture of Gaming's Power Up Podcast. We are coming at you live with episode 52. That is a year's worth of podcasts.
Somebody is typing.
Yeah. Somebody
As you can tell, it's already began with a very special start.
Yes.
Yeah.
As usual, I'm your host, Taylor, and also as usual, I am, of course, joined by Anthony Dennis. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. What you been playing this past week?
Some Stardew Valley. Funnily enough, picked that up. Got into Fortnite, unfortunately.
boy.
I'm kind of liking that now, which I'm not proud to say.
Uh-oh.
Time to burn at the stake.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
Yeah.
Been playing some Warframe as well. And also picked up Wolfenstein. What is it? The Old Blood and the... What's the other one?
The second one?
The New Order?
Yeah.
New Colossus.
Yeah,
New
I
Colossus.
think it's the New Order or something.
I think it's...
it is.
Okay.
Something like
It's-
that.
They're the new, like, Bethesda id Software ones. Right?
Yeah,
the
it's
newer
not.
ones? Okay.
Yeah, it's not the latest one. It's the third latest one. I
Okay.
can't remember what it's called.
Of course, that one. He's out.
Very
Yeah.
descriptive.
Oh, so descriptive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
And aside from that, that's about it. Loving Wolfenstein so far, which is good. I didn't like them when I first played them, but now I do.
Okay. Really quick, the intro had audio, right?
Yes, it did have
Okay.
audio. I double checked for
Okay,
you.
that just means when Streamlabs OBS updated, it disabled the audio devices. Anyway.
Cool.
All right. Andrew, you're joining us back.
Yep, it's been a long holiday, but I'm here.
Yeah. So, how you been?
Oh, well, just drinking a bunch of eggnog, having a good festive time, of course. The old...
Yeah. Normal
Entertaining family.
holiday
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, normal holiday stuff. Oh.
Rest in peace, Overlay.
There he is.
Oh,
Oh.
I have no idea what happened then.
Okay.
Hmm.
All
My
right.
computer doesn't like me today.
Okay. Fair
Okay,
enough.
cool.
All right. So anyway, Andrew, as you were, what you been playing, if anything?
Not a lot. Been a lot of family time, a lot of catching up with old friends, traveling time, car rides for 8 hours. So that has been fun. A little bit of Jackbox Party Pack 5, which is fantastic.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
Okay. Can you
recommend.
check the mic you're using in Discord?
Yeah, it's very...
I can. Is it echoey again? Oh man, you did this to me last time, man.
It might be.
It's-
It might be. I think you're going through your
a
webcam.
mic.
Yeah, that's a bummer, dude. All right, hold on.
It sounds like you're screaming, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel pretty good about that.
Wait,
Muted.
did my
Yeah.
web... Oh, my webcam's not on. Darn it.
No, it's
Okay,
not.
There we go.
And epilepsy
Uh-huh.
test. Okay.
What's going on?
You
Oh,
have
wow.
to admit, it's been a fairly good year that it's taken us to the 52nd episode to be able to screw up this bad.
I know, right?
Hey, I can see Matt now.
Yeah.
Hey!
There we
We've
go.
gotten
Welcome
it.
to a real country, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
It took
I know,
me the-
right?
Okay, Andrew, you're normal
Computer
again.
died.
Sweet.
Yeah,
There we
it
go.
tends to do that when I reset my computer. It likes to take off my microphone.
Okay. Well, we hear the glory that is your blue Yeti.
My beautiful voice.
Exactly.
It's
So
not
nice.
great. Right.
All right. So, I'm sorry. I kind of missed that. Were you playing anything?
No, not much.
Okay.
Just dumb party games and stuff like that.
How
yeah.
is that game? Because Sean, our editor or main person who makes all the thumbnails, says it's a fun game and he wants to get it for all of us. So like worth it?
Jackbox 5?
Yeah.
I think it's really good. I talked about it a little while ago on the podcast. There's like this rap mini game with robots, and my family loves it.
Okay.
Very
yeah.
silly. There's some other stuff in there that's also very silly. So if you're in for a silly time, pick that game up. It's like $20.
Okay.
You'll definitely have fun.
All right. Awesome. And then, Matt, you're becoming more and more frequent on the podcast, but always a pleasure to have you here with us. So, what you been playing this past week?
I've been playing the standard Let's Go Eevees, a lot of Eve, and as of yesterday, I started playing a lot of Smash Bros.
Okay.
Ooh.
Slowly unlocking
heard-
all the characters.
Yeah, tell me Almar kicked your butt for like 4 hours in World of Light.
It's embarrassing.
So I'm playing that on the hardest difficulty,
Yeah.
and I got to a part where I had to fight a clone Olimar that was 4,000 points above me.
Happens.
Means nothing to me.
Neither.
Andrew's just over there like, you should play a real fighting game.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Melee, yeah. But it's like it took me like over the span of 4 hours, including breaks and whatnot, to finally beat his ass.
Okay.
Is that fun?
I am. People have mixed things about World of Light, but I'm enjoying it so far, honestly.
No, come on, that's what hell is. Just 4 hours.
Hell is
straight.
Arizona, where I live.
Fair enough.
All right.
Can't argue with that.
All right, so this past week, I've been doing some Civ 6. Been into that lately, trying to learn that game. I'm like 30 hours in. Yeah, crashed my PC.
Again.
By playing Civ 6, I have realized one of my RAM sticks is faulty. And so I've filed
A Corsair RAM stick, nonetheless.
a Corsair RAM stick. And I have filed a RMA request with Corsair. It's like 4 days ago at this point. Haven't heard a word from them, so I just said screw it, and I got a new kit of RAM, which will honestly just work better. It's a little bit faster than what I had. It's a different brand.
Cool.
I got some of the G-Steel Trident Z stuff. Of course, it's RGB. And it is 4 channels. So that's going to help with... it's gonna
Very nice.
Yeah, it didn't help marginally with Adobe encoding and whatnot. So,
Cool.
yeah, not too bad. And maybe I'll give away the RAM that Corsair sends me or something. I don't know.
Ooh.
Or you can ask for a refund.
I don't think they would. Yeah, I don't think
Go
they
there and just be like, this RAM is garbage. Give me my money.
All right, so yeah, that's pretty much been it. Thanks to Civ 6, figure out the RAM, and that's usual like Counter-Strike from time to time. Oh god, I don't want to say I relapsed, but I did play a couple hours of World of Warcraft this week.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
Taylor,
Yeah, I know.
we've talked about this.
I know. I was starting to write a piece about it and everything because, Blizzard had been in the news and whatnot. I was just like, I trying to see what 8.1 did for people. Spoiler alert, not much. So, yeah. Game's not fun. Game's not fun.
8.01, am I right?
It's like 0.1 at this point.
Yeah.
0.81. All right. So, yeah, more or less, so as it is episode 52, more or less, this episode is going to be pretty normal, okay? Except, after the show, we're going to have a bit of an after party, and the aforementioned Jackbots will be in play. Although, from the recommendation of someone who's going to be in the after party, I picked up Jackbots 3 to play, and not 5. So, okay, still good? Still good?
They're all good.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so, yeah. We're going to do a normal show, of course, and then we'll take about a 5-minute break so the guys here get some rest, maybe bring some more people in, and then we'll be doing the after show where we're going to have a ton of people just rotating in and out. I think we have like 4 or 5 guys.
Me and Anthony also talked about getting Uno.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't like Uno at all.
Oh, that's the fun part.
Yeah. Okay. All right, fair enough. So, yeah, that's going to be the plan. So, anyway, facebook.com/powerpod and facebook.com/cultureofgaming, where you can find us on Facebook. That is both the main site and, of course, the Power Up Podcast, right? We have a community Discord, which you can find an invite linked to on the sidebar of the main site, which is cultureofgaming.com, of course. And then Twitter @cog.net, Instagram @cultureofgaming, YouTube. Search us up on YouTube. We need 100 subscribers on YouTube. Once you get 100 subscribers on YouTube...
What's our live subscriber count?
I don't know.
We just got one today.
Woo!
83.
Okay,
Yeah.
83. We're getting there. We need 17 more.
Yeah, man.
So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your wife. I don't know. Tell your dog. Make your dog a
We need
YouTube
PewDiePie
account.
to
and
give
have
us
them
a
subscribe.
shout out so we can beat T-Series.
God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We are at 83 currently. Lovely.
Okay, but once we hit 100, I did a cool custom URL, so I can just say youtube.com/cultureofgaming and be done with it. And also, you guys, one lucky subscriber onto YouTube, will get a game of their choice with a limit of $60. So, yeah, please.
No special editions, no figurines.
What's up?
The
You're
God
saying
of
I
War
can't get the $300 special Master Chief Collection?
No, and you can't get the Power Armor edition of
I'll buy
76 either.
But I want my canvas bag.
It's not Canvas, buddy.
That's
In my heart it is.
Okay. And then twitch.tv/cultureofgaming. There's a decent chance you're here right now. myspace.com/powerpod. Yeah, that's a thing.
It is a thing.
Yeah, you guys can ask the questions in any one of these aforementioned places as we are live.
Probably MySpace.
Although the best place to ask it will be in the Twitch chat here or on our community Discord in our Power Up Podcast section of the Discord. So yeah, go there. Anyway, Andrew, how about you kick us off with some gaming news?
All right.
Make your return.
So, yeah. A while back, I don't know if you guys talked about this, that Street Fighter V added some, like, implemented ads on their characters. It was really silly and stupid. You could, like, yeah,
Wait,
so you
hold
could
on,
have
like...
What do you mean by ads?
So they were like having, like, you know, Guile, like classic Guile. He's got the American flag tattoos, looking like a cool guy.
Oh, yeah.
No.
So you could replace his American flag with an ad. They were only doing like Capcom Pro Tour stuff. So just the Capcom Pro Tour, like, boom, logo right there on both sides. Ooh, of Guile, right? And
Ooh. Yeah.
it was more stuff. Like Dawson had like one of his skulls was like overlaid in like this ad. And if you chose to do the ads, you would get like fight money, which is like the free to play currency kind of thing, you know. So you were technically getting something for choosing the ads. It was all optional.
Yeah.
It was all optional. You could just turn it on or off if you didn't want to see it. You didn't have to. But they got a lot of flack for that, obviously, because that game is not free to play. Yeah, that game is whatever it is now. I don't know what the actual price for the game is now. But yeah, so they decided that they are removing the ads. Let's see if I can get a. Yeah, so they're removing ads, and this is before anybody like decided, like Capcom decided to like bust out the like Red Bull ad or like whatever, you know. Who knows? You get a Dorito on his arm or whatever. You know, like.
That'd be funny.
This sounds like as the cool concept of like, hey, I'm playing in a professional tournament. Let me put my team's sticker on here,
right?
Or team's brand on here, like Team Liquid, Evil Geniuses. Like it has that potential.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a good point. But the like knowing the FGC, the fighting game community, they do not want to even be related with esports at all. Like they don't like that stuff.
Okay, that's okay.
So a lot of feedback. So we value and thank our community for providing feedback on the sponsored content feature added in Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. We will continue collecting everyone's feedback to consider how we can improve this new feature for players in the future. And then they took them out. Said no more ads. It is important to note that the Capcom Pro Tour ended this year. So the only ad that they had like going on
was the Capcom Pro.
It was a Capcom Pro Tour, and now that it's over, they're not advertising it for anymore. So maybe that was like a test to like, hey, how's the fan base gonna react? Or like, hey, let's make sure they know like when the Pro Tour is and stuff like that.
Let's make sure they hate us.
Yeah, and I want to say like I haven't played Street Fighter V in a while, but like I watched the Pro Tour. And every time before one of the matches, it was like, hey, make sure to check out the shop and buy some costumes. I think that was also part of the ad thing.
Yeah, that'd probably be a definite factor in that.
Yeah, and I think that may be gone as well. That's something I would have to launch the game probably. And
I couldn't tell you on that one.
Yeah, so loading screen, stage-based ads simply no longer appear. Right, so during the loading screen, it was like telling you to buy new costumes or whatever.
During the loading screen, that sucked.
Yeah, it was a little funky, man. Like as someone who hadn't played in a while, and then I watched the Pro Tour, and I was like, this is in between every fight. Like this looks, it was not a good look for someone who's like, I have most of the characters in this game, but I don't really feel like I need to buy all the costumes. I don't know. I'm just saying, like you made a good point, Matt, about the whole like team.
Way to sponsor your team.
Yeah, I wonder if that's what they're doing. What do you guys think about it? You think they should try it again? With like maybe that style, I think it's just.
I think Overwatch has a good thing for that because Overwatch has a system where when the season rolls around, you can buy the costume for your favorite character associated with the team that you like. Like that system, right. That's a good way to do it because it's relevant to the game, it's relevant to the community. But when it's just ads, it's not. That's definitely a trip over yourself.
Yeah, I definitely think.
Walking Dorito. I
definitely think there's like a. That'd be really funny to see it. Like Dorito on one arm, Mountain Dew on the other. Just
But you wear a Pope hat as well. We have the Dorito Pope.
Oh man, that title is already taken. But I think Matt makes a good point. There is a way to kind of meet in the middle here. Like, maybe offer some customizability of little cosmetic stuff like that on the fighters. And I mean, not to advocate for microtransactions necessarily, but I mean, that could be a really smart monetization tool. You could buy, like, you know how in CSGO we get, like, sticker packs or something, Matt? You could buy, like, tattoo packs or something?
Sure.
Like that, yeah. So...
Yeah, like, if they're doing esports or whatever, I don't see why they can't they should just automatically do it. Whichever character you've got, they just automatically slap, like, if you've got a tattoo or whatever, slap the branding on it. And I reckon it's a great idea, and I reckon more people...
And you could say, hey, 50% of this goes to the prize pool for the end of the Capcom, or the Capcom tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
That would sell, like how they do for StarCraft, League of Legends, and do they do that for Dota as well?
That's like all.
Yeah, Dota is crowdfunded. Like, at least the international is crowdfunded.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they
I
do
wanna
a system like
In a
that.
similar system, yeah.
I want to say the Street Fighter does do that. You can buy like a stage and like a couple costumes, and I'm not sure the percent, but some amount of money of that $20 goes to the prize pool.
Although you said, like, overall, that community doesn't really like the esports thing in their game. What do you mean? Like,
The fighting game community is like a fickle creature, man. Like, people love it, the grassrootsness of how it all started, like, you know, in the arcade, you know, I'm putting a quarter down, and like,
oh, okay.
So like when all these, like, you know, Street Fighter, which is not in a good spot right now, I don't think, for like a lot of the fans, like, is getting, like, you know, they're getting these huge prize pools, and people are like, oh man, you're forcing everyone to play this not great game. Like, we don't like watching this game, we don't like playing this game, but you're forcing everyone to play it just because of the amount of money that's going into it. Because if you look at Tekken, which is really big right now in the community, like the fans love it. I think the prize pool is like a little over $7,000 or something like that for the grand finals.
Yeah.
It's not great though compared to the $250,000 that was for Street Fighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just weird push and pull between like Capcom like having this stranglehold on like you know, the big esports scene, and then I don't know, it's just weird. Yeah.
And then
I don't know.
I guess another question to ask you would be, so, you know, Guile has the tattoos, right? That's super simple. Are there any other fighters that would kind of lend themselves to easily be canvases, so to speak, for this?
Well, not really, but like it's easy to just slap it on like where they're facing. So like, I don't know if you're familiar with Akuma. Like, he's just kind of like the evil Ryu looking dude, demon guy.
Yeah.
So he does a move called the Raging Demon, right? It's like he goes all black, and like, you know, all this stuff happens, and he like finishes with his back facing the camera. And they nice and slapped on, like, there was an ad right on the back, you know, where he was like standing like this, but it was, you know, his back, and it was right there. So they definitely picked, like, you know,
obvious points,
thoughtful spots that's gonna make the sponsor right there, and not necessarily caring where. Like I said, like with Dalsim, one of he has like a skull necklace. Like one of the skulls had like it wrapped, or, you know, it was like just right here. It just had the ad like kind of overlaid on the skull, which is kind of like disrespectful probably to some kind of something, you know.
Could you imagine instead of a skull is just the Dorito?
Oh yeah, I want
There's a Dorito around his neck.
Yeah,
I want like bison with like a bunch of stuff, maybe like the Dorito dictator or whatever you want to call him, you know, like
I don't get this at all. You're paying for a game, it's not free to play.
Right.
Sure, with a game like Fortnite, no worries, because it's free to play and they've got their own agenda and all that. But if you're paying $60 odd for a game, you shouldn't be seeing ads, no matter what it is, even if it's for the developers or whatever. That is just wrong. Like, we're not playing on mobile. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And it's like, one other thing to ask Andrew, you kind of implied it there, but just to clarify, were the ads, were they like tacked on and overlaid really bad, or were they actually part of the model sort of thing?
Nah, they were just kind of slapped on.
Okay. So it was pretty bad looking.
They weren't great. No, it kind of looked like a little decal. Like some of them just had like one here, like one here, one here. You know, like it just kind of like
looks like somebody ran up and slapped a sticker on them.
Yeah, or like, you know, like if a character was wearing a gi, it kind of had like gi patches. Like, you know, would be like the least offensive way to say that.
Okay.
I gotcha.
But like I said, I haven't really looked. I haven't played that game in a long time.
Yeah.
So hard to my personal experience with that. Besides watching the Capcom Pro Tour.
And speaking of, you know, ads in video games, this kind of brings me to another point here. You guys remember Sony filing the patent that was like to inject an ad in the middle of like gameplay or something? You guys remember that whole thing?
There you go. That's a good example.
Okay. So that's a fantastic example that Anthony posted on our.
Okay.
which is
It's
Balrog
terribly tacked
having
on.
like
It looks so out of place.
right there on his gloves. So
Okay. All right,
Why?
and then another thing also happened. PS Classic price drop already?
yeah, how
Already.
long has it been out? Like not even a month?
Barely a month of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
December 4th, I think it dropped.
yeah, some 7th or 4th, right? Now, do we know this is from Sony or this is just like a retail thing? That is
Retail, I
one
believe.
thing. Is it a retail thing?
Yeah.
So, but it's been like slashed officially like throughout everywhere, probably like everywhere.
I would assume
it's
so, because like
Every retailer has slashed the price by up to 40%, I believe.
Yeah, I was seeing it go for 60. That's what I
happens when you
was.
make a crap product.
That's
right, yeah.
yeah. That's I was anyway. Yeah. So Sony PlayStation Classic, 20 games, 20 games,
Yeah, 20 games.
20 classic games on there that you can play in the PAL versions, which are not the good versions of the game.
Mhm.
And now it's gone from 100 to just $60 in a lesson. Pretty wild.
Less than a month. That is absolutely insane.
I think the
One of our
I'm
one of
sorry.
our writers one of the new guys actually just did a article on it.
Cool.
Okay.
Kind of an editorial if you should kind of pick it up, and is it worth it, and what have they got in it, and what console kind of comes with. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Has that been released?
Okay. So that kind of made sense, because I don't know if you guys saw, I posted in the staff Discord, I was at Best Buy the other day or whatever, and in
Okay.
like the section at checkout that's like super clearance, or it's like why is this a Best Buy sort of section, it was on
Yeah.
like, it's like one of those like assembled metal rats or something.
Yeah, I thought you were at a Goodwill or something for a second. I was really
Yeah,
confused.
no, that was at Best Buy. It was like by like the Barbies and other stuff. It's just like, why is this at Best Buy type thing? They had the PS Classic there, and it was, I think it was in the $60 price
Awesome.
range. And it's like, this is a thing that's usually like 99, right, or so.
Yeah, 99
okay,
was
yeah.
the
It was in like the $60 price range.
Crazy.
So,
Yeah, do you guys also see that like, if you can plug certain USB keyboards in it, you can like hack it basically. You can get to the like
you get the BIOS with it?
yeah, you can take the BIOS and you can
Oh, man.
actually change all the at least most of the games from the PAL versions, which are not great, back to like the North American versions.
Why does it default to the PAL version? I don't
I-
get that.
I heard that it might have to do with like a language thing, like translation issue, or it's like
Okay.
or like not translation, but like a lot of the PAL versions have like options for different languages,
Okay.
whereas the North American ones didn't.
Okay.
So
Didn't
if you could just sell the one unit and not worry about which unit is going to North America or
Okay.
Japan or wherever.
I think
didn't they
oh, go ahead.
have?
There we go.
Didn't they have I think it was. I heard somebody talking about this yesterday. I think they had the PCSX emulator put on it. They
Oh, the
put
PSX?
some,
I-
think it was like that.
So yeah, they used
they-
the already established emulator on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
Sony
didn't
didn't
actually
even do
use
it
a proper
themselves.
Sony.
Man.
Yeah.
They didn't actually use a proper Sony emulator, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it was an open source emulator that they used, which is like at one point it's like, oh, the work is already there, so I guess like, why bother making
Yeah,
our
but-
own?
Right.
The whole thing is though, to me, emulation is technically illegal, and they're using
that's
an
young.
illegal. They're using technically an illegal product kind of thing, like a emulator that allows to play, illegal emulated games. That is kind of
Cheating.
it's cheating. There's a word for it, but I can't think of the word. At least go to the effort to create a quality product for your own console, for goodness sake. Don't just hand out a half-hearted piece of crap, basically.
I don't think the emulation was a problem. I just think it was like
The
game
versions of the ROMs.
yeah, like the
Yeah,
versions
the
and
versions.
the game selection too is and maybe the UI stuff. I don't know. I haven't played one, but I've heard like the UI was not good and
Yeah,
there's just like some silly mistakes kind of like that, like the Nintendo ones have made too is like you gotta get up and press the reset button, stuff like that. Like why can't I just press it on my controller? Like it's an emulator, not
And it doesn't even have a USB slot either, which is
no, it does. So the controllers are actually USB
Oh.
slotted, so that's why you can plug a
but it
certain
doesn't
USB.
charge. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Doesn't-
doesn't get charged,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
you can plug any USB thing in there and maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Okay, sorry about that. Last time I'll have to get up. But anyway, so going back to, so it is the PAL versions, right? The worst part
Yeah.
about that to me is that though the PAL versions of the games run at a capped 50 FPS because of the limitations of the connector that was standard in Japan at the time. You know how we got like the RCA cables or whatever, the red, yellow, white ones?
Yeah.
Well, instead of doing that, Japan had this like 5-pronged single connector thing.
Like the NES, like the NES.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the limitation of that connection is 50 hertz. So, yep. So that to me is just like brutal. Because like there's nothing worse than like, you know, you put a game on max settings on PC or something and you get like 50, 59 FPS. It's like, oh, time to upgrade.
You're just like, I'm almost there.
It's like, oh, time to upgrade because it's not that solid 60.
Yeah, that's why some people are like, why like put Tekken 3 on there? And like, yeah, but then it's like, wait, this runs like garbage because it's not 60 frames per second. Like,
And I mean,
just buy it on your PS3.
Especially in like fighting games or any decent like competitive game like that, 10 FPS makes a difference.
Any action
it's over 10%.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe some people will buy it now that it's like in an actual decent price range just to see what that thing is. But
you really think so?
I don't know, man. Like $100, like is like way too much. But if someone's walking down that Best Buy aisle and like this is a mini PlayStation for $60,
right?
Maybe they buy it. I don't know.
Like if I didn't know it was such a garbage product, I might have impulse bought it when I saw it on the shelf.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Like some random people might be like, "Oh, I remember PlayStation, like 20 games, $60. That sounds like a decent deal."
Yeah, why
That
not?
could be a present for my son who's like 6 years old.
Yeah,
Your
well,
son.
no, don't do that.
No, like
your
like,
hypothetical son.
Yeah. No, like it's one of like how parents, like my parents did that. They would buy old consoles and give them to me for Christmas.
Oh, cool.
Like they bought my first console was the N64, and that was in like the early to mid 2000s.
Oh, okay.
So it was
a generation behind, maybe.
Yeah, it was a generation behind, and I got like 20 games with it.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just bargain value.
Yeah, that would have been dirt cheap.
Oh, yeah.
Then.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, once again, as we talked about it on the show, this product is dumb and no one should buy it. And it's very.
Don't even think about it.
It's very lazily done, I think, is the worst part about it.
It's cheap.
And considering you can get better versions of the games on last gen's console, like a PS3, for instance, you can get it off the. They've got a certain.
You can get any game you want on PC.
Well, true, but still.
That's not legal. No.
As long as you own the disc, it's legal.
Well, yeah, okay. Considering you can get a better product on a last-gen console compared to a just released classic console is kind of insane. I've said that word a lot, but yeah, you know.
Yeah. This
it's
I don't know,
ridiculous.
the PS Classic is insane in general,
Ludicrous.
right?
Ludicrous.
Yeah. And okay, we also mentioned that they used the PSX emulator, right? Do you think Sony basically said, "Hey, we won't file a cease and desist if you don't complain at us for lack of licensing rights on this thing"? I'd imagine that'd be the way it went down.
That sounds like a very familiar case.
And I think you can't remember Nintendo didn't attack the people who made the emulator. They attacked the people who are hosting the ROMs.
Oh, that's true.
It's and now you're just buying the licenses of the game. Not like you're actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're making it this kind of sketchy area legal, right? By
Right.
paying money to the companies in order to play these games. So yeah, it's interesting how Nintendo is really cracking down on this stuff, but like I said, it's the ROM, not the actual emulator itself.
Right.
Yeah.
And emulators themselves are in a very gray area legally too. Anyway, as it stands, so.
When the emulators when the PC SX or whatever it is was first released, did that get any flack for coming out, or did any of the emulators that they did, like the GameCube ones or whatever, did they cop any flack at all?
No, not really, because as Andrew kind of implied there, it was it's like it hasn't been an issue with the emulators themselves necessarily, because technically with the emulators themselves, there's no intellectual copyright that's been ripped off or anything or copied.
Yeah,
but
the program that runs it all.
Yeah, because it is just a different program that accomplishes the same thing of running the game. It's been the ROM, which has been the legal issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, a couple of years ago, you could get on the Xbox One, they were supporting an emulator at one stage, I believe it was. And Microsoft were, and they actually had their own emulator and their own games and everything. And and somebody sent them the cease and desist. And they're like, yeah, I guess we better not do this. They scrapped it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, that's been the PS Classic, the short-lived life rather of the PS.
What a
Classic.
mess.
What a mess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This sounds like another case that popped up this week.
Is this sufficient nostalgia bait to sell? Still?
I don't know. It's
Okay.
got a couple good games on there, but probably not.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anthony, ray tracing. Let's talk about some computing. Let's go.
So earlier at when was it? Gamescom, I believe it was. Nvidia showed off their ray tracing capabilities with Battlefield 5, I believe it was.
Yep.
Showed off just what exactly it was capable of and what they were working on, and that it was a couple of months off at the time. And with the new lots of cards and whatnot, they've come out and they actually ray tracing's in those new cards, I believe, aren't they?
Yes, the RTX series of
Yes,
cards,
they are.
which is Nvidia's latest line of cards, it does support ray
Yep.
tracing.
Correct. Awesome. So, funnily enough, the guys behind Gran Tourismo, which is Polyphony Digital, great name by the way, are actually working on their own form of ray tracing as well. This was shown off at SIGGRAPH Asia in 2018, obviously earlier this year. And they showed off about I think it was like a 10-minute clip of a couple of different cars going around the track and how exactly the light reflected off the windows and all that. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the article, which is coming from WCCF Tech. Great name for a site, by the way. So Gran Turismo Sport already uses a simplified version of ray tracing that pre-bakes the reflections seen on the cars. In other words, the reflections in GT Sport may look like they're being rendered in real time, but they're actually a bit of a cheat. Polyphony's new tech would allow for legit real-time ray tracing, allowing for even more convincing lighting and reflections. Polyphony hasn't confirmed what they are planning to use this tech for, simply saying they're still exploring the possibilities, but it seems fair to assume real ray tracing technology may be seen on future games coming from the developers. Now, they're saying that's going to be included in the PS5 version of Gran Turismo, whichever one it's going to be, and they're saying it's going to be put in, or they're speculating that it's going to be put in all Gran Turismo games in the future.
All right.
So it's interesting to see.
They
that
must
this
have
is-
some strong faith in this stuff then.
There's quite a
I
bit
reckon.
to unpack here. So this
Yeah.
is to clarify, this is separate than the Nvidia ray tracing stuff or the DirectX 12 powered ray tracing stuff. This is their own shtick of ray tracing, which means either they're getting this to run on their own hardware or on like what would be a current like development hardware for presumably the PS5 and everything. And or the PS5 will have an RTX capable GPU in it, or a real-time ray tracing GPU in it, RTX, depending on.
Yeah, so the PS4 currently uses AMD tech and
Right.
will be in the PS5 as well. And obviously not too sure what they're going to have in the PS5. That hasn't been released yet. But apparently they're planning on introducing it early 2019. So not too sure what's going to happen there. Maybe even probably at E3, which is in June. I believe it is. Yeah, June. So that's going to be interesting to see, definitely.
Okay. So Matt, what are some of your thoughts around this? Also, what you got?
I'm kind of curious of how they're going to handle ray tracing because with the latest cards, it can't run ray tracing at a stable frame rate and render it fast enough for each frame. If you look at, I know this is kind of like nitpicking and cherry picking, but a detail. But if there's one video where it's looking at the sea and the reflections of like the flames rising from the sea reflecting off the sea, you could see it not being rendered fast enough. You could see it like half the pixels are missing per frame, and you're still getting like 30 to 40 frames, and that's 1080p.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So it's like when Battlefield 5 came out and ray tracing was first, like people got to experience gameplay with ray tracing. It was a solid 50 to 60% FPS cut with it on.
Yeah.
That is until, not to sound like an Nvidia fanboy, that is until recently a driver came out for the Nvidia cards that improved it by quite a bit because they no longer calculated grass.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why. And
that
that restored
helps.
a lot of performance and everything.
It helps, but there's still a huge just loss.
Yeah.
In, progress there.
Yeah.
So
Andrew,
AMD
So they must have some real faith in this to be able to say, yeah, we can do this on the PS5.
right, Andrew.
Well,
sorry.
AMD have actually. I just want to add this really quickly. AMD have actually said that they're going to go head to head with Nvidia on ray tracing, and that they're planning on introducing all of that tech next year, apparently. So
Right.
I don't know.
We might be able to see it at CES. Check out our coverage.
Right, get ready for that.
Shameless plug.
All right, Andrew, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, excuse me, that like, we look at Battlefield 5. That's a really busy game. There's grass. There's all this stuff going on. But if you can get a game, like I'm not sure, I haven't played Gran Tourismo in a really long time.
Yeah.
If you can like condense down some of the environments a little bit, if it's just racing tracks, is there a way that they could get this to work, a little easier? Obviously, a couple years later in the future when tech is there even better. That's just my thoughts. Like that's the only way I'm thinking.
Yeah,
maybe that's how they could do it.
Yeah, by and large, it's like this will be easier to do on a racing game like Gran Turismo or something because there's really only one light source that ray tracing has to take into effect.
Yeah.
And realistically, I'm sure there are multiple, but it's mostly the sun. Like most of the effects are going to be coming from the sun, as opposed to Battlefield 5, where I'm sure you have, the sun, you have flames, you have muzzle blasts, etc. Yeah.
Tanks
so
and whatnot,
exactly as you said, Battlefield 5 is a comparatively very busy game.
Yeah, and racing games are a lot easier to render because you have a much smaller scale of world, a much more controlled environment. And cars are a lot more easier to render than anything that resembles skin in any manner.
Right.
The movement of a
and fabric
human.
and hair.
Yeah.
Now you see the real next level stuff would be if they did, you know how it's like sometimes from the audience they'll have like camera flashes. If they did real time ray tracing off those, now that'd be insane.
That would be insane.
I just want cardboard cutout people in the crowd still, man. Just give me those cardboard.
Yeah. All right, Anthony, go ahead.
So what processor does Xbox One X use?
AMD.
Yeah, I think they
AMD
were all
as well.
using
Okay,
AMD.
so we might see that on the One or Xbox Two or whatever the heck it's going to be called.
Yeah. To be fair, also
Velvet or whatever it is.
Xbox Next. I don't know.
Yeah. To be fair, also AMD does allegedly, and I believe their chief technical officer and everything, and I believe their CEO that they do have. Oh, bye, Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
Welcome back, Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
My RAM keeps crashing.
Are you using Corsair RAM?
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. I've got to figure this out. Yeah, cool. Continue.
Okay. All right. And so anyway, AMD does, and I mean this is very believable. I'm not gonna doubt it in any way. Like AMD has their own ray tracing competitor type thing, or they are real ray tracing tech. They don't plan on putting it in the cards until like even if you buy on the lower end of AMD, you could still benefit from it type thing. And we know that Nvidia's gonna launch like a 2060 RTX 2060 that will have ray tracing, but like that's gonna be. I'm gonna say it now. That's gonna be garbage if you have ray.
It's gonna be hot garbage.
Yeah, you shouldn't buy the theoretical 2060 for ray tracing.
For ray tracing.
Yeah. I think AMD's gonna have like with their 7nm stuff being still pretty new and whatnot. It's gonna be interesting what they turn out next year for that.
Right, exactly.
And there are, I think, rumors or confirmed or whatnot that we are gonna see a GPU from them at CES. But I don't know which one to tell you, if it's the MI60 or if it's actually going to be a new flagship series of cards for the gaming end.
Right.
Yeah.
The also big rumor for CES or AMD at CES will be the Ryzen 3.
Yes.
Ryzen. Is it Ryzen or Ryzen? I always forget.
It's
I'm
Ryzen.
sorry. It's
Ryzen.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the Ryzen.
He said Ryzen in the beginning to like go against the grain.
Well, now I'm legitimately trying to correct myself, and I can never.
Which
remember.
I find funny because you've always said 1080 Ti or 1080 Ti, which is supposed to be the correct way to say it.
Yeah.
But you from the beginning of Ryzen, you said I'm just saying Ryzen.
Yeah, I know.
I just find that hilarious.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, yeah, the big rumor is that they'll have their Ryzen 3000 series of processors.
Oh, okay.
At
Which
CES.
is gonna be cool to see.
Yeah. But anyway, so past that, I do think this does give a lot of hints as well, being at least in the PS5 in terms of hardware and everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, it's like I almost dare say that unless AMD was willing to put a prototype sort of ray tracing card in there, so to speak, for a PS5, then we might be looking at an NVIDIA-powered PS5.
Which is possible considering that Nintendo switched from AMD to NVIDIA, so
Oh, okay.
there's always that.
Yeah, because the Switch is powered by a
There's always that
Tegra.
chance.
It's like a shield, right? Almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Except better.
Much better. Yeah, so, and then the video that has this article and everything. This is, I don't want to say this is a bootleg video, but definitely the guy probably shouldn't have been filming this. This seemed like a closed off press conference. I'm actually surprised the video isn't taken down yet, but it does look good for the most part. I do think it's a little bit overbearing, like the way the sun is reflecting on the cars, but other than that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just very interested to see what they're going to have to offer and what the new consoles are how they're going to kind of incorporate it in them.
Right.
It's interesting that Polyphony has their own actual tech to do all this.
Such a funny name, I'm not gonna lie.
I know. It's
I think it's Polyphony.
Polyphony Digital.
Yeah,
I could see it
Andrew's
being
right.
Polyphony,
Andrew's right.
but the way that Anthony is saying it, it makes me
Polyphony,
laugh. Yeah.
Well, polyphony means something else as well. So
Yeah.
anyway. But yeah, it's just gonna be
polyphony is like your
interesting to see.
polygons are phony.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's like the knockoff Polygon site, except Polygon's already the knockoff site.
All right, I'm sorry, Anthony. Keep going.
Anyway, it's interesting that they're using their own tech to do all of this. It's not running off. I mean, obviously the game's running off a PS4, but the PS4 isn't capable of kind of running this
Oh God, no. Yeah.
kind of ray tracing stuff. So yeah, I'm just interested to see what they're going to come up with and when it's going to be announced. Definitely, and if we're even going to see more of this from other developers as well.
It's like
know.
on the opposite side, though. This could also be telling that if they're developing their own ray tracing tech, it could mean that it's like they needed an alternative because it's not going to have an NVIDIA Tensor Core
That's true.
for it. So,
Time will tell, though.
yeah. Don't know, man. Don't know, man. There's tons of different ways you could analyze this and unpack it. All right. So, anything else to say about ray tracing in Gran Turismo?
The cars always look good in those games, so
Yeah.
yeah. So
Bless you.
All right. So Matt and I's topic is one and the same. So
It's a
anyway,
very slow news week.
yeah, we're going to talk about emulators again. But Matt, I think you would like to start us off with a quote courtesy of Soulja Boy himself.
This is from Soulja Boy, and I quote, "For anyone that thinks Nintendo is going to sue me, you're retarded."
And I would just like to follow that up with Nintendo is examining legal action against the rapper for his recently released consoles. Which, by the way, we never got a review copy of, and I am super sad about that. Okay.
I don't know
To
if I
be
have
honest-
any more now that he said that.
I don't
So-
think we would want to deal with a review copy of that necessarily.
Yeah, no, we don't want to disassociate, or we would rather disassociate with Soulja Boy.
It's
So,
bad.
yeah.
They call it-
Yeah.
So, I'm sure we all didn't see this one coming, right?
Totally not. He took the best legal course.
Like,
to get
everything
from
was on
point
the
A
up
to
and
point
up,
Z.
according to him. You know, everything was fine, according to him.
They ain't gonna do jack.
So, okay, let's
Did
let's
people
establish.
actually.
People bought them.
Yes, people bought them.
Did anybody receive them?
Yeah,
Yes.
people bought them, and people
Yeah.
received them, and people even received review copies, except for us.
Oh.
We were probably too late.
Let's
to get
take that
to
as a
be honest.
privilege as of the moment.
Yeah. So, let's establish a baseline here. The PS Classic is obviously a dumb product. But the handheld and the console, much dumber
is
products.
intelligent.
Right? No. This is much dumber of a product line, right? Yes? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna do jack.
This has come full
Like, what was
circle
his
in the-
mentality? It's like, let's just steal a
I'm
bunch of
just
hundreds of
God,
games off
and
the
nobody's
internet,
gonna
load it
kill
onto
me.
a little Raspberry Pi and ship it.
Right.
Well, to be fair, I believe that someone told him, "Hey, all you gotta do is let us borrow your name, man, and we'll sell these and you get a profit." And he was probably like, "Sure. What is it? Oh, it's video game stuff. Perfect. I like video games."
Yeah,
And
let's
probably
do it.
not even realizing what it
But
was.
he's endorsing it himself.
I mean, to be fair, that
Does
could be
he-
contractually obligation type thing. It's like you want to throw your name behind it, you do have to endorse your own product. type thing.
Well, yeah, I just
think-
think that
Yeah.
someone's taking him for a ride a little bit here.
Does
Andrew
he even
might
have
have-
a lawyer? I mean,
according to his legal
lawyer
team,
be-
everything was fine. So
Sure.
presumably,
Legal
Yeah.
team's like his mom or something, probably. But
his
No,
brother
they're
who dropped
probably-
out of law school or something. I don't know. That's his legal
They're
team.
probably like, oh, you're gonna get sued. Oh, fine. Get somebody else to pay them to say that
I
I'm
mean-
not gonna get sued.
Right.
as of like 2 days ago, he was promoting these things.
Yeah. This is a
So-
fairly recent event that happened that Nintendo was looking at
Yeah.
cease and desist in
Anyway.
this.
Oh, whoa! Now maybe not.
Oh no.
I went to the website SouljaWatch.com, which is a knockoff.
I.e. fake
Oh, no,
Apple
no.
products.
That one is still going. What? It looks like the consoles are all taken down.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So all the consoles, like the little Game Boy looking one he had, and the it's called a Fuse, which I think was like another Chinese like something thing.
Yeah.
They're not there. You can't buy them on his website anymore.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I think, Andrew, you did try to hint at it that some company should for a ride. I wouldn't be surprised if, some Chinese company went up to him and be like, yo, we got a good idea. We just need your name behind it. We'll give you absorbent licensing, like royalties and everything, just to use your name as long as you peddle this product.
yeah.
I
Because...
wouldn't have been surprised if it was like a Wish developer.
Okay.
Or like somebody who does drop shipping for Wish, because they
Yeah.
Basically drop
much.
shipping, right? That's what it's
Yeah.
called.
They do so much what's the term, crapware on Wish. It's so I don't know how they get away with it, to be honest.
It could be that. Or, at risk of calling Soulja Boy out on his originality, these consoles have a very striking resemblance, both in terms of form and functionality, of some like emulation patch consoles you can buy on AliExpress.
Even Amazon.
Yeah, even Amazon.
That's
So.
AliExpress,
AliExpress. Oh, that's right, because it's Alibaba that owns
not
it. Okay.
Ally.
I'm sorry, my bad.
But yeah, you can buy these for cheaper than he had them listed. So these things have been around for a while, and
Yeah.
I watched some videos of it, man, just like of how the game runs on it.
Bad?
You could like see the screen tearing.
Oh,
and,
no.
Oh yeah,
like,
there's really bad screen tearing on it in like
Yeah.
6 different places.
Okay.
And like it's actually pretty funny that when I saw they would take like a list of games and they have like the box art.
Mhm.
But I don't think
I know which
anyone
video
who
you're
was
talking about.
researching it looked at the box art because it was like a Contra and it was literally Sylvester Stallone and like Arnold Schwarzenegger like on the box of Contra. Like they just found a picture of like what they thought was the box art and just like, oh yeah, throw it up
Close
there, man.
enough.
Yeah, like
Smack that right on there.
it's pretty good. It's
Oh,
very good. It's very good, but very bad.
I love how this story has come full circle, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
we've talked about it all the way through. We've talked about it from conception to release, and now to now to trash. And now to the dumpster. So Yeah.
dear.
Ugh.
this
Good
is
job for trying.
this is like the Pikachu meme, right? Soulja Boy infringes. Soulja Boy infringes on Nintendo intellectual
So-
property. Says they're not gonna sue me. Gets sued.
Pikachu face.
So I went back through his tweet history, and he has 3 links to the Soulja Boy Mini, the
Yeah.
Soulja Game Fuse, and the Soulja Game Console. If I click on all 3 links, they go to 404 pages not found.
Yep, they better be taken off then.
Yep.
They ain't gonna do jack.
if for anyone who thinks Nintendo is going to sue me, you're dumb. Yeah.
Next minute,
Nintendo,
you
the
should be
most
doing a
strict
Sony
on their
console.
IPs.
Yeah, don't screw with the Nintendo, okay. That's the rule of thumb.
I mean, he probably may have gotten away with doing like Microsoft ripoffs or Sony ripoffs,
I don't
maybe
know.
because of the PS Classic and all that.
Yeah.
Nintendo's a bad choice. So, like, if he had even typed in emulation into a Google web page, he would have found Nintendo taking down all of these web pages, and he would have been like, "Oh wow, okay, no,
On
thanks,
these-
I'm good."
On these products, it's not just Nintendo ROMs that are on
Yeah.
there, right? It's a ton of different ones. So
Yeah,
I almost
yeah.
wonder if like others in the industries were waiting to see who would do something first. Do we even deal with this type thing? Nintendo said screw it. So I wonder if we'll start seeing lawsuits from other companies that were affected.
I feel like Nintendo was the biggest one that was like on those consoles, but there's definitely Neo Geo games and
Yeah.
Probably because Nintendo's easiest to emulate.
Yeah. I can believe that they're letting Nintendo start off the bat, because if they can win, it's a lot easier lawsuit for them, so they don't have to spend as much money.
Right, it's like get a big corporation with endless amounts of funds for a legal team.
And God knows Nintendo has the money.
Just set a precedent and then just follow on that precedent later. Yeah, that's good. That's good legal strategy right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, Nintendo is glad to do it, right? You know, it's like,
oh yeah.
This is
wild.
I don't want to say this is tragic, but wow.
You know, Soulja Boy poked him with the stick, and Reggie just dropped the hammer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what did you think would happen? You know, I really want to know.
Clearly nothing. He clearly thought nothing would happen.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It's legit.
It's legit. It's on the up and up. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. You know, it's like the puppy dog meme where it's like the dog sitting in the chair at the table. Everything's burning around you. This is fine.
We're gonna make $200 million. We'll be right.
Yeah. Oh man.
I ain't gonna do jack shit.
I guess one serious thing we can talk about with this is, do you think after Nintendo obviously wins the lawsuit, that this will...
No way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, do you think that after Nintendo wins the lawsuit, that there will be more of a precedent for emulation and everything, whether it's like anti-emulation type thing, just based off what gets established from this?
Here's the hard part. He's selling it in a physical form.
Okay, yeah.
As where most sites just give you the code for free.
Right.
Okay, just download it.
Yeah, it's true. Andrew?
Sorry. Well, I was enamored with Soulja Boy here.
Okay.
I know, it's mesmerizing, right?
I looked up something, and it looks like he released an album like a couple days ago, Christmas.
Yes.
So my assumption now is he's just trying to garner all this like attention on himself with whatever he can, get all these people to look at his Twitter, his website, and then so he can sell more albums.
Oh, okay. So he's doing this for attention.
Swag 2.
Well, I didn't want to endorse him here. Okay.
Right. Which I mean, to be fair,
I'm just gonna straight up don't buy it.
Yeah, that's like this product is also dumb, and you shouldn't buy it. But you can't even buy it anymore.
Culture of gaming is following Soulja Boy.
Nice.
Yeah, didn't we like try to like kiss his ass a little bit just to try and get a review copy? Okay.
I think there's a lot of. Let me double check. How many people did I know?
Can we not?
It's okay. PlayStation.
We're not here to endorse him.
Wait a second.
We follow him on Twitter.
PlayStation follows him as well, so it's okay.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's supposed to make the situation better.
I don't
Also,
know.
Four Loko, which I am totally on board with. So.
What is Four Loko?
It's like it's just garbage. It used to be like an energy drink and like a really alcoholic drink, so you would get like really drunk and really hyper at the same time.
Oh, so you had speedball. Okay.
But it became illegal to have the alcohol and the energy mix, so they had to just get rid of the energy stuff.
Wait, that's illegal?
It's illegal in
It's
California.
illegal to sell that pre-mixed. But like if you were to do like what's popular, like Red Bull and rum or something, Red Bull
Don't
vodka, my bad.
my freedom.
Then that's fine.
Yeah.
Or Coke and rum, which is my favorite drink when I go to Mexico.
This was like heavy. It was like 12% malt beverage.
Oh,
with like
seriously? Okay.
With like 200 milligrams of caffeine. I missed the old days, man.
Horse.
Whew.
I don't know.
They're popular with the kids.
Oh,
Tell you that much.
There's this so it's like I go to Mexico for vacation a lot. There was this girl, this American girl that died in the town I was in. Because like for 3 days she drank nothing but vodka and Red Bull for like 3 days straight, and she died of dehydration.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
So yeah, don't or I don't want to say don't, but drink responsibly, kids.
That's pretty funny.
Drink responsibly, kids.
Please post a link to that into
that's a good picture of that.
That's a really good one.
Can you post it in the Twitch chat, please, so I can...
Yeah, well...
Okay, so I can view it, because I can't... Without breaking stuff, I can't pull up our Discord chat.
Yeah.
Alright,
Just open a second thing of Discord, Taylor.
Can you actually? It always.
I actually don't know.
Okay.
I
don't
was
think-
joking.
Soulja Boy Reggie.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, that's my favorite thing now. Okay. This is-
It's on his feed too.
You know, I hadn't heard Soulja Boy's name until he started talking about this, but now it's like he released an album. It's like, oh, marketing maybe.
Nobody
Get people-
cares.
Get people's
That's a
palates
very
wet for some
expensive
more
and
Soulja
stupid
Boy.
marketing campaign. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right. I think that can about wrap up gaming news. Although that was fun,
We're
admittedly.
gonna release the culture of game console.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we make our own console, Anthony? Oh, by the way, in case anyone's
He
still
didn't
wondering.
say no.
Yeah. Do you know what's still heavy in development? Pigeon Simulator. We are hard at work on Pigeon
boy.
Simulator.
This
Okay.
brings me back. That was like episode like
Don't worry, I
10.
have plenty
I
of
know.
songs in my closet.
Exactly.
Episode 3.
Yeah. Whatever the first one Joel was on.
Yeah.
I'll go back and look.
No.
All right. So. Yeah. All right. So moving TV news, we got 2 topics maybe, depending on how the first one goes. Anyone the Black Mirror fan at all?
No.
I love
idea
Black
what it
Mirror.
is.
It's so depressing, but I love Black
Okay.
It's just
Uh,
weird.
Okay.
It's like a future thing with like a lot of. It's weird.
Okay. I really have no idea what it is, but I guess they came
Okay.
out with a movie the other day called Bandersnatch, and it's like a choose your own adventure movie. Okay. Anyone?
I'm not
into-
watched yet.
Okay. No, that's a no bueno. All right.
It's, if you watch some of Black Mirror, because this is like a 90-minute like thing.
Oh, geez.
Watch like one episode of like Black Mirror, like first episode of like season 4, I think. It's like Star Trek kind of y.
Okay.
I think it's fantastic. It's like really, it's pretty fun. It's got some good humor in it. It's like weirdly gross. It's just watch it, not
Just
knowing
watch
anything.
it.
Like
Okay.
kind of Twilight Zone-y, I guess is like a good way to put it. Kind of like futuristic Twilight Zone.
Okay.
Like tech is kind of like this main like theme and all. Like technology is not great. So watch it. It's on Netflix. Only on Netflix, I think.
Okay.
And it's good. I really enjoy it. And then I'm gonna try to watch it eventually. My partner, who is like, I can't handle Black Mirror anymore. It's too messed up, man.
Okay.
I don't feel good watching it. So I'm like, okay, I'll have to watch this if you're not around.
Okay.
So we'll get back to you. Or report back to you.
Okay. So, I guess if you're into it, go do the choose your own thing. Anyway, so second one. So, Kevin Spacey of formerly House of Cards fame and among other movies fame, also who, did
He's
some
famous for other things.
right,
Lots
did
of
some
things.
horrible things, and he's facing his court date for those horrible things. Released a very bizarre YouTube
Yeah,
video
you don't watch.
called "Let Me Be Frank," where he played, or it's like he got into the character of Frank Underwood, which I believe is his character from House of Cards. I never watched it. Okay,
That's-
and like he's just the whole thing is bizarre and everything. It's like he's doing like a monologue or something in character about what he's coming to trial to, and everything.
Weird. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
I don't
And
plan
just-
on watching it.
Not only is like the dialogue bizarre, but the lighting is so off also, and the camera angles. It's just this thing is crazy.
Yeah, part of me wants to watch it just to take in this absurdity, but
Okay. Now, I did kind of want to bring this up a little bit because there's a fun little conspiracy theory that I've heard about it, and that is, you guys know the whole deep fake thing?
no.
Okay, so
Inform us.
Matt,
for the
story
people who do not
time.
know.
backstory time. All right, so there's this AI that's out there to the masses and everything. This deep learning program called I forget the formal name for it, but slang it's called deep fake and everything. And now this is an actual thing type thing. And of course, leave it to the porn industry, but deep fake got mass popularity because people would take clips of porn and they would use this machine learning software to
search it.
Huh?
Would they reverse search it?
No. So they would
Okay.
use this deep learning software to take the video of porn and change the actress's face to like a celebrity's face and then sell it as like this celebrity's porn type thing. And so that's deepfake thing. There was this really popular subreddit for it that got taken down because they were trying to crack down, like legally things were getting cracked down on it and everything. And so this may or may not be separate from deepfakes. I haven't looked into it enough, but basically recently this company had come out saying that they had like developed this other machine learning program that can make human faces from scratch.
Oh no.
Yeah, and so they released a ton of pictures, and they look super convincing. Like, if you just show me to it, it's like, that's a picture of a person. Like, oh, that's your aunt, like Maggie or something, you know, like someone I've never seen before. It's like, oh yeah, that's it.
Sure.
I would assume, you know, that's a person. It's well past the uncanny valley zone and everything, and that's kind of, yeah, which is kind of interesting to think about from a computing standpoint. But anyway, so relating this all back to Kevin Spacey, there's this theory out there that this video is actually a deep fake of Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
Just because of how like off it is and everything, off-putting it is, and it's like, yeah, maybe sort of inhuman sort of vibe to it.
Okay.
I'll have to look into this. This sounds intriguing. It sounds nuts.
Yeah.
Taylor always finds a way to bring porn onto a podcast.
I'm sorry.
All I'll say is Mission Impossible masks are real.
Yes, they are.
Right?
Yeah. Yes,
Just
they are.
it's just Agent 47. You know, no one can tell the difference between him. He's just sitting there doing. He killed Frank, whatever his name
Frank
is.
Underwood.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it's a slow news week, guys. Not gonna lie.
Between Christmas and the New Year, nothing is happening.
Yeah,
Not much.
next week will be a slow news week, and yeah. All right, and then jumping off into anime news. So as aforementioned last week, the fall 2018 season is ending. Winter 2019 will start in a couple weeks, you know, obviously after the new year, everything. One of the most popular series this past season is called Bunny Girl Senpai, which
Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
yeah, which is not, it's not as trash as the title might make it sound or everything. It's like
It is a
it's
very
legitimate,
fascinating show.
like
You're not.
drama.
No one's arguing with you. Okay.
Okay.
No one. You're not.
Yeah.
Trying.
But anyway, I'm only like 3 episodes in. I really need to catch up on it.
Of course you are.
Yeah, right. I really need to catch up on it. But anyway, it ended yesterday.
I could give a brief synopsis if you want me to.
It's okay.
All right.
Yeah. So it's like it ended yesterday, or Thursday maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, it recently ended, and then like right after it ended, we got the announcement that a movie is gonna come as a sequel to the season that just ended. The original cast and crew from the anime is going to return, and it will premiere in early summer 2019. So yeah, Matt, you asked me the other day if it was based off like a manga or light novel. It is based off source material series and everything, and I think the movie will adapt the last of the source material that's been written so far.
Interesting.
So yeah. All right. Anything else about that, Matt? No. Okay.
I'm just actually kind of excited for it. I watched the entirety of the first season, or the season that came out this fall, in like 2 days because it was just that good.
Okay. Yeah. From what I've heard and from the 3 episodes thing, I would confirm it. It's like the melancholy of Monogatari series. It's like combined. It's like combined Haruhi and combined Monogatari series.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So yeah. I did. Would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, I would.
All right. So yeah, maybe go check it out. So Anthony, any games releasing?
Nope.
Okay. Nope. Yep. Once again, slow week.
So I can't interrupt you.
Not
Darn it.
until January 7th, unfortunately.
Okay.
No games.
Darn it.
All right. So I'm not trying to pad for time, but I do still have the article.
I mean, we have an after party, so we
I
don't
know.
have to pad for time.
I know, but I do have an article pulled up, or it's like I still have the Gran Turismo article pulled up. One of the related ones is also from WCCF Tech, which, all right, in the tech community, it's kind of known for being a rumor mill type thing. It's like I'm obviously not going to doubt the Gran Turismo thing because, you know, we have video proof and whatnot, and it's like it's not like they're going to fake a video necessarily, but they're saying that in January 2019, when Nvidia does the RTX 2060, they're also doing a release an 11 series of cards but that'll be on the GTX series, so it'll be cheaper but not have ray tracing.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
yeah. Any thoughts about that? Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Matt?
Yeah.
Think that made sense?
I can see it because there's been so much hate for this 20 series.
Okay.
Yeah.
But going back to 11 just seems weird to me now.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think I think they would want to
yeah.
kind of separate out their naming scheme, so it's like the 20 series cards will have like ray tracing, so it's like they do.
Well,
20,
what happens
or the
10 years
2000
down the line
series
when
rather.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
what happens when you hit the 19 series? Like,
I
where do
don't
you
know.
go from there?
Nvidia isn't concerned about that, and neither am I.
21.
Yeah. Anthony, anything?
20.5. I don't, to be honest, I don't really see it happening because I don't really, I mean, there's been a lot of hate and all that for it. However, the 1060s, and I kind of see it from like a monetary point of view.
Yeah.
So 1060s and 1070s are kind of affordable in a lower kind of mid-tier gaming situation.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't really see how an 11 series will really benefit them in any way because they've already got the 1060 and the 1070, which are kind of the mid-tier. Well, 1060 is more lower,
Yeah.
1070 is mid,
And even
1080 supposed to
you
be-
can buy a 1080 Ti used for 600 USD.
yeah.
Right.
Which
And
is
the
pretty
the
damn
whole-
good for the
Yeah,
how
exactly.
good the card is.
Well,
Yeah.
you good?
The whole
You good there?
Yeah. Okay.
the whole 10 series is still
going strong,
quite
yeah.
strong.
Aren't they discontinuing the 1080s and 1070s?
They've already stopped production like a long time ago.
Yeah.
So if anything,
Yeah.
they would do the 11 series so that people could still benefit from the new Turing architecture.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I basically see this as like they would pretty much just strip the tensor cores off like the 2080 and then call it the 1180.
That's what I'm kind of expecting.
So,
What
okay.
the heck is that?
I know someone just drove
That
by.
was a motorcycle going off in my background.
Yeah, someone just drove
cool.
by. All right, so because I'm not certain who's gonna be around for the after party, or if we'll even get to conclude this as normal. So, Matt, where can people find you on Twitter?
So they can find me at Filmed by G-Man
All right, awesome. And then anything else you want to plug?
here occasionally,
Okay. All
about
right.
every other weekend with a podcast.
All right. Andrew, how about yourself?
You can find me Twitter, Instagram, twitch.tv/Doronski, DRONSKI. Come say hi. I say dumb things and have a good time.
All right, awesome. And then Anthony,
Yeah.
you had zoomed
so
your Twitter
I'm
recently
only-
again.
Yeah. Well, not really. I'm kind of on and off. Still on Twitter, of course, same Ant-Man19. I post random stuff and do all the site social media. So the best place to find me is probably anywhere site related, community Discord, all that. We obviously have Game of the Year stuff coming out, which should be going out next week.
Okay.
Fingers crossed if I can get all that done
Ooh.
today and tomorrow,
Woo.
hopefully. As far as like getting people organized to write about it and all that.
Mhm.
We've been going steady with polls and all that, which has kind of sorted everything out. Although I need to do a few more.
There's so many things I see on there that I'm so confused by, but it's okay. I don't know anything.
Cool.
Oh, some
How a Mario Party may win an award is just baffling to me. That's okay. We don't need to go there. Spoilers!
Do you want to go there? 'Cause
No,
we can-
no.
No. Okay.
Do you want to know a fun one?
I actually
don't
played
know, because
the
that
new
might
Mario
actually
Party, too.
Okay.
Might be a real spoiler.
I
Okay.
played the new Mario Party.
Do you hate
Hey,
it?
look-
It's not good. It's not good.
Look at our racing ones.
Racing?
No way.
There's like only
Look
one
at
good.
our racing list. It's hilarious.
Is it?
No.
I don't
Let me-
know. I'll have to look at it in a second.
Okay.
It's really good.
All right.
Ones and that cool. Apart from that, that's about it. From site, we also have another group articles list coming out, which Ethan is in charge of
Okay.
course. Yeah,
He's been on
that's
here a
about
few
it.
times. He's our resident
Yeah.
12-year-old.
Cool.
Rude.
Self-admitted. He's self-admitted.
Come on, 11.
Okay. All right. You can find me at Infurious Elecon at INFERIUSELLECON on Twitter. Find me tweeting about all sorts of things. All right. So that has been like the main content of episode 52. We, and me especially, I'd like to personally thank you guys for giving us 52 episodes of the show. It's been a blast. I can't wait for the next 52 episodes. And I appreciate my static co-hosts, Andrew and Anthony, doing all of them. And of course, the guests that I've had, including Matt, who, by the way,
you're welcome.
I've tallied up the attendance. You're the most frequent attendee.
How frequent am I?
You've appeared on 56% of the podcasts.
Hey,
Whoa.
That's a good
I'll
amount
take
of them.
that.
Yeah. So
Especially since I had a streak there for like, I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks in a row. I just worked Saturdays, so I couldn't attend the podcast. So
yeah. So
Not
yeah,
bad.
once again, I thank you guys very much, and we look forward to another 52 episodes. Have a good night. We are going to, if you'd like to stick around for the after party, we're going to be bringing some people in, playing some games, although we're going to take like a 5 to 10 minute break or so. So, yeah, we will see you guys in a bit.
see you.